Right, we're in my lounge team for Marathon Talk, so welcome. And basically, the reason we're in my lounge is because we couldn't afford a studio. So Hayden had a brilliant idea of why don't we use a lounge? One of ours is ours. So I opted. We've got our assistant here, and I'm just going to pre-warn anybody who watches any of these pre-records. If a postman comes, if somebody walks past, if there's a bird on that roof, Buds will go mental. Okay, so you're all you've all got to be prepped and ready. Buds, I'll have to to sort of mic you out or something, or mute you as we go through. Anyway, this is Marathon Talk, and this is our second time that we're recording this next to each other, or has we done another one of these? I can't remember.
We've done one about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, just before New York.
I can't remember what it was. But anyway, we're back with Marathon Talk, pre-record. I'm not sure when this is going out. I can't remember. I've got no idea. But we did want to jump on because we've basically had all the majors now. But before we get into the majors and reviewing all I do want to do a review of the expos. Because we spoke about this before, and I actually thought we need to quantify it because I don't know if we've done a good job on that. So I want to rate. Now, you've done all of them, other than Sydney. I want you to rate expos, because we did it with the races, but we haven't actually done it with the expos. Okay, so we're going to go with the 6. I'm going to add in no value, but I will try. Because I love a good expo. So, in 6th place, what's the worst expo that you've been to out of the majors?
This is actually, would it still be place 6? The issue I had was when we done Tokyo, it was just coming back just after COVID.
Yeah, you said this before.
So going into the expo, we had to line up and do a COVID test, a full-on COVID test. You had to go around and get your results almost immediately.
Yeah.
And everyone was spread apart. The shop was really small. No merch. It all sold out on the first day. So from that, straight away, that put my back up. And that was always the worst expo. But I think, though, even looking back out of all the other 6 world majors, or 7 majors, 6 that I've done, it probably still was the worst out of all of them.
So 6 you're going, Tokyo.
Yeah.
5th?
5th is probably going to be... I'm going to say Berlin, purely because I just think it was just too...
He hates German people.
No, I do not. It's just too busy.
You're so racist.
No, not at all. If you go into the Adidas store, the merch bit in there, the queues were just diabolical.
He honestly hates
No.
Berlin.
But I will got to say that about Berlin. Apparently, they changed it last year.
No, this year they changed it.
This year they've changed the venue. So I can't comment on that. But the last venue, the actual idea of the venue, it was an old airfield.
Yeah.
It was huge.
Yeah, actually, anybody watching this, because on the pod you can't, but if you're watching this and you went to the Berlin Expo, can you let us know in the comments how you rated it? Yeah, in terms of what was it like? What was it? By the way, we're filming this in relation so you get a reference of when we're filming this. Next week, Berlin results come out.
For the ballot.
Yeah, for the ballot. So we'll see what happens. See what happens there. 4th place?
4th place, I'm probably going to go with probably Boston. Boston wasn't as great as what I thought it was going to be.
Really?
Yeah, it was on 2 different levels. You go up and get your numbers and your bibs.
Yeah.
And then he went downstairs to the expo bit. No, it wasn't that great, to be fair.
No?
Nah, Boston. Yeah, I said Boston's probably 4th. Not as good.
3rd?
3rd, probably London.
Okay.
I know you're going to have a different view on this, but London for me, it felt a bit dark. Not gloomy.
Oh, I know what you mean. The lighting is shockingly bad. Yeah, it feels a bit dark and a bit dull. Yeah, I'll give you that. It's like almost, I know what you mean. It just like you're going into some 1980s hall, and there's just going to be like a load of old toot there. But it's basically what it is.
But if we look at the expos and we're going to rate them as well on efficiency, to be fair, London, turn up there as soon as you go in, print out your bib, they do it all. That's really good.
If you don't want to do the expo, right, if you literally just want to get your number, London's the best because you walk in there, there's all those amazing volunteers. You go, yeah, thanks very much. You could turn around and go. So in that respect, it's probably... So, okay, 2nd?
2nd, then I'd probably go Chicago. I knew this was coming. But honestly, it's a good expo. They've got everything there. Apart from the last aisle where they're selling pots and pans.
It's awful.
And again, they're efficient. As soon as you go in, get your main number, you go around. This year they changed it a little bit where you had to go in and go around to get your 5K bib. Previous years it was always in the main bit where you get the main bib.
I thought it was good.
So yeah, you go in. There's enough. The problem is, what do you expect from an expo?
All right, what does that leave us first place? I'm going to come back to that.
I must be honest, I was really impressed with New York. I thought New York Expo was really good.
I think
really good.
Right, so what would be the optimal? What would be the best expo for a major marathon? What would you want? So you walk in. So we take London's. Should we take London's efficiency in terms of getting your bib?
Definitely.
So if you didn't want to muck about, you could literally go in, get your bib, and turn around and come straight out. We take that, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
What else would you add in there?
I think one of my biggest things, and I'm not sure how practical it is, and when I look back at them all, I'm not sure how many do. I would love more than anything for all the big brands to be at the expos. I know that's not practical because you have sponsors and that, but for me, I'd love to be able to go in, see the official one. Let's just take Boston. Yeah, it's Adidas, and you've got the big Adidas merch. That's great. But I'd like to walk around and suddenly there's a big Nike bit. Maybe not selling actual Boston stuff, but just selling Nike running stuff.
Yeah.
Nike shoes, and then go around. There's a Saucony bit. I'd just like
The
that.
Saucony one and the Puma one at Chicago was a joke. It's like, oh, we better go to this expo. Oh, let me grab these shoes. I'll tell you what, let's make a cardboard sign and write Puma on it. It was awful, right? It was shockingly bad. I'm with you, actually. They need some really sweet stands. And to be fair, again, to London, like Hoka have a good stand. Saucony had a better stand. I know what you mean, like that kind of thing. I think also like the energy stuff. I know you shouldn't be trying things on, but I'd like it if you could, like, oh, shit, my Amazon stuff hasn't come through. And then you can go to the expo and get it. And I think also the last thing, which again, London credit, they like print your names on your shirts.
Yeah, that's quite good. Chicago done the same though, but there's a bit of a queue.
I think that's a good thing to do. That would be optimal. But all of it could be done within 5 minutes.
That's because you don't like the people, you don't like the whole expo. For me, it's part of the marathon, especially when I go abroad. Especially when I go abroad, it's part of the day. First day's got to be the expo day, and you go there, meet up with people if you know people there.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. Sometimes it can be a bit frustrating, a bit too busy.
It's not that. It's when it's an absolute piss take when they're they're selling toothpaste and Persil. Yeah. It's just a total waste of time. Chicago was a joke. It was just like, let's just get a gazebo, write our names on it instead of some old tat. It was awful. It was for the Chicago Marathon, and I loved Chicago, and I'd go back there tomorrow. But the expo was one of the most disappointing things ever. I think you built it up too big.
I think it's difficult because I think especially when I go back to what I was saying about the brands, like how much I'd like to know. Well, it's impossible to find out. I wonder how profitable it is for the people to have stands there. Because who really buys loads of stuff?
I looked at getting a stand at I was inquiring about a stand at the London Expo for the club, right? It was the biggest club in the country. I thought it was right that we're there. And then I nearly had a heart attack when they told me how much it was per, metre squared. And then that made me realise that England Athletics are spending all our money badly. That's what that made me realise, because obviously you've got National Run Show, they're one of the biggest stands and they sponsor that. So any of your affiliate money's just going out the window. Anyway, change the subject quickly before I get told off. Rate, the next thing, before we get into talking about the races, this is my last rating, is to rate this year's merch. Because every year, right, I was thinking about this because it's our last one of the year. Every year they do like a new colour, and you've got to be pretty lucky, right? Like some years, the reason that I thought of this, Hayden, when I picked him up from the station, had in there, he's got his London jacket on, which is a nice jacket.
Blue one, yeah.
Yeah, the blue one. But the other year they had like a really bad one. So they had like the orange and black. It was a bit like. So let's rate finally this year's merch. Numbers, and we'll include Sydney. So number 7.
This is a tough one, isn't it?
I'm going to put Sydney at 7. Toe bought me some stuff back there. It's so badly fitting. And it's nothing to do with my shape. It just looks like, and again, Chicago's to blame as well. It's got like this low neck stuff. And the stuff just looked a bit crap, if I'm honest. I think next year will be better because they would have got on top of it. I just think it just looks like it's been made locally by somebody and they're going, oh yeah, we'll send that. So I would say that the Sydney stuff looked a bit crap.
I think Tokyo is a bit of an issue because most of the places, you don't really see that many people in Tokyo.
What brand does Tokyo? Is it ASICS?
It's ASICS, isn't it?
I don't
you
know.
don't really, it's ASICS. I've told the story before. We went there one year and they'd paid for everyone in this pub. Basically, they'd hired this whole pub and food and drinks were free for everyone. It was opposite the ASICS store. Yeah. But again, you don't see that many people in Tokyo Marathon stuff. I don't think that's because people haven't run Tokyo, because we know loads of people that have. The merch is just really, really sparse. It just didn't have much there. Yes, again, I go back to it was COVID, so I understand why there wasn't. But even like this year, so we had a few people from the club go out there, Caroline and Helen. And Caroline went there the first day and she picked up 3 jackets for friends because they knew it was all going to be sold out. I actually got an A6 jacket and got someone to put Tokyo Marathon on it for me.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't do that. But
If you
no
want to,
jacket's
if you want to
there.
sue him, email me at hello@fordyrounds.com and I'll send you his address for those movies.
So as I say, Tokyo isn't great.
Okay, Tokyo. This year, remember it's this year.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Tough one.
I don't remember. I don't see much in New York this year. It's
No,
only recently, wasn't
Chicago
it?
I'm putting next.
Chicago weren't good.
That was
No, you're
terrible.
right. Yeah,
that
you're
was
right.
terrible.
They've gone with this like new font, haven't they? It's a bit cartoony and a bit.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah, no, I
the
agree
red
with you there.
shirt for Chicago was awful.
Red's not my colour either.
And also that jacket thing, it was like a total bodge job. It's like, I don't know what they were thinking, but it was terrible. The only thing I did like, and I got it, was the hoodie and the tracksuit bottoms. That's a nice hoodie. That's a comfortable hoodie, and the tracksuit bottoms are nice. The rest of it took. The Nike thing, absolute crap. Right, so they're coming next. New York, I think, is always good.
Yeah, it's normally always
New
good.
York is always good merch. And I'm going to put Berlin, even though you won't because you're racist. I'm going to put Berlin at the top. I thought it looked amazing. It was like that blue and pink this year.
It was nice. But I thought last year's was nice as well.
What,
Do you
with the
remember,
gold, the blue and
jacket,
gold?
The blue gold in
Yeah.
the 50th year. That was nice as well.
That was
actually.
nice. But no, I'm going to put Berlin. Berlin, Adidas always do good merch.
Yeah.
Always, always. Hopefully I'll get in next week and I can go get some more. So there we go. So we've rated. There we go. If you disagree with any of this, please email hayden@gmail.com.
Can I ask you a quick question on that?
Yeah.
Do you think let's just take a marathon jacket, a standard marathon jacket for all 6 of them,
Yeah.
because there are New Balance, they're Nike,
Yeah.
and they're Adidas, do you think there's a difference in price, or are they basically all the same price?
You're in for 100 and something quid.
You are, aren't you? It's not the fact that we're Nike, we're New Balance. So
No,
it's
the
generally more
jackets,
expensive.
you're in for 100 and something quid.
Yeah.
And it's just
All across the board.
it's daylight robbery. The shirts, t-shirts, 50, 60 quid, daylight robbery. You're just in for it, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think it is what it is, sort of thing. When you get your marathon places at these world majors, you might as well say, right, I also need 200 quid a size because when I go to the expo,
So, yeah.
I'm gonna drop a load of dosh there. It's like, it's outrageous. It really is.
What if we're ever going to get like a more of a smaller, I suppose you call it, type sponsor? Someone like Mizuno. What if they ever like take over sort of like the Tokyo Marathon and produce completely different merch at a different price band, and if it'd make it any better?
Yeah, I don't know. They do. I'm doing Amsterdam Marathon next year,
Right.
and they sponsor that. I don't remember much merch for that, to be honest, from them. I always say it wrong. It's Mizuno.
Oh, is it Mizuno?
I always say it wrong. But yeah,
you could get someone. You could get Brooks could end up sponsoring a marathon.
it would surprise me Brooks sponsor London or Nike take it over when the New Balance deal comes up. That wouldn't surprise me, to be honest with you, because that must be so lucrative. If you think how much gear they sell in there, it's unbelievable. It's money for. I don't know how much London Marathon get for it, but they must get a tidy sum. But obviously that goes to that community fund, and they chuck that back. At least they do something with that money, unlike other people, but we won't go into. Right, look, next thing, and this is quite interesting. This is we alluded to this last time, but it's true because New York was the same. They all ended up leading up. All the majors this year, other than even Tokyo apparently was hot. I don't know. I can't confirm I weren't there, but they were all really hot. So I don't know whether next year that means they're all going to be wet, but it's weird, isn't it? How they were all like literally on the day hot.
Yeah, you are right. Bang on. Global warming, I suppose.
Global warming. It's you and your big, your expensive cars. But no. So the thing is, the reason I mention it is because obviously that skewed a lot of the results.
Yeah.
So the elite fields, I mean, it's more impressive what they've run this year, but the elite fields were all screwed because of for the times. But I wonder, the reason I'm going, I wonder how that impacts Boston in the qualifying, whether that makes a difference or not.
I suppose it would make a difference if everyone's under the same conditions.
Yeah.
But then I suppose you can Boston qualify at a race any time of the year. Someone like Boston qualify November in one in Arizona or something.
But what they said was, again, I may be wrong. I think Ben told me this, is that last year's BQ time was cut because so many people qualified at Berlin and Valencia. And that really knocked it out. There was so many people running fast times in those conditions. If you think about it, the conditions were pretty decent, right? But this year, obviously, Berlin was hotter than the sun. London hotter than the sun. New York was warm. Chicago was warm when we finished. I mean, look, there what the geezer was on for record time. Got the mile 24.
Just went.
Yeah, see you later. I'm done. So I wonder how much whether that's going to impact Boston times.
I think I'll be again. to correct me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure the fact that the majority of people that Boston qualify at Boston. I think
Really?
that's fact. Yeah, I think the majority, and there's a lot of people
What,
that
they
run.
run the time at Boston?
Yeah, a lot of people, they get the Boston qualifying time. A lot of people, they live in and around the area of Boston, and that's the one race they do each year. And that's the one race. I think the majority of people that Boston run at Boston qualify again for the following year.
They qualify on that Boston course?
Yeah. Because you don't get many first times. So with the other marathons, let's take London, for example.
Yeah.
You might get someone who's never run like a Boston qualifying time, that's trained so hard, goes out there and runs a Boston qualifying time.
Yeah.
Someone that's already running Boston qualifying, already running the Boston Marathon, has run a Boston qualifying time to get there. So they're already that fast. So they're going to go out again and just, even if they hold that same pace, they're going to re-qualify.
But shouldn't they somehow, I don't know, but like limit that so that will allow more people?
It's difficult. It's like, let's take Ben, long run host Ben.
Yeah.
He now, because of the times he's running, he's
Got a very
qualified.
good coach, by the way.
He's qualified for Boston. I have no doubt he will run a Boston qualifier at Boston. There's no doubt about that.
No, we've talked about it today.
You're not going to let him.
No, because he's waiting for good for age. So I've said to him, no, because he's got he's had a shocker this year for next year. Sorry, he got into Tokyo, and then obviously got Boston, and he's probably qualified for London.
Yeah.
So it's
Close.
too many. It's too many marathons.
Yeah.
So I've said to him, that's too. He can take the volume, he can take the distance. That's not a problem for his ability, but he's going to have to pick one
To go for.
to run, like he does under 3 hours. And the others, he's going to have to be extremely sensible and extremely careful and run with me.
Yeah.
Because I'm a lot slower than him. So I said to him, we were talking about it today on the run. I said to him, look, Tokyo's probably your better shout. He only needs a 12-week block, right? So if you feel good in Tokyo, send it.
Good shout.
And then enjoy Boston, but run Boston basically what you're going to run London with me at, which is, I'm looking 3:20, 3:25.
6 days later as well, isn't it? Yeah.
So be sensible, and that's a lot slower than what he would normally run.
But then I suppose Ben is different because of, as you just explained, he's got into these marathons for next year. A lot of people that only do one marathon, if they can't qualify for Boston, they're that fast, they're going to run that sort of time again, so they re-qualify each year.
Yeah.
And this is where people talk about, is there any better ways to do these marathons? People getting in, and people always say, maybe we should limit people. But then is that fair?
No, I don't know.
It's difficult.
And maybe that's a discussion for another marathon talk. Is like how do we make these marathons not necessarily more accessible for people? Because you see all people getting in for various different reasons, buying your way in and all this sort of stuff, and that's fair enough. Like wherever, do you know what I mean? Everyone. But is there a better way of changing the system to help? As we've said with London, like the easiest way to solve London is to put the price up to 250 and stop, and that extra 200 quid or whatever, or 150 quid, that immediately goes to charity, right? Immediately. And then you get charged that on the day. And that will stop about 1 million people going, oh, I've just seen everyone running London. Looks like a lot of fun. I could do that. And then actually on the day going, oh, you've got to part with 250. It makes your decision a little bit more, instead of just putting in for it, I'll see what happens.
That's right.
Because it brings it down. But
they won't, because it looks good. London Marathon can go around.
Oh, yeah.
Saying to everyone, look, we've had over
we've got a million people. Look how big. Yeah.
And I don't think that's clever, because I think it just causes more frustration, more people getting upset with it, with the system, and looking for other answers. So it's not ideal.
Yeah, I think that's the easiest thing to do, is just knock out 250. Say, right, as soon as the ballot comes out, we're taking it out of your bank account. If you can't afford 250, don't apply.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if you ain't serious about it,
that's the thing.
Put a silly number on there and say, but we're going to give 100 quid of that to charity.
Yeah, and that'll compensate for they could even give a few more ballot places out for that one as well. Because the charity, at the moment, I understand they're taking back a few ballot places.
Give charity.
Which is great to make more money.
Yeah.
But if they've done what you said, and you have 50,000 people applying, times that by 100 quid.
That's what I'm saying to you. They pick a charity every year, which I think they do anyway, and go, right, that 100 quid from everybody that's got in, we're going to give that to this charity. It's going to make a huge difference. And all right, they might have to, I don't know, they cut charity places back, but it'll net off. I think that's the right thing to do. Before we look ahead, what are your thoughts on Cape Town? Because obviously that got cancelled.
Yeah, and it's difficult. There's obviously there's loads of schools of thought of something.
Bad. So you can see, look at him. Look.
This is belly striking.
You take it easy. Take it easy.
It's difficult. You've got that school of thought. A lot of people are obviously upset it was cancelled, especially if you're out there and it's cancelled basically on the day. I get that. But then some people are looking at it and saying, well done to the organisers, because it takes a lot of balls to cancel a world major marathon. And the first one where you're being looked at by the world to see if you could be taken into this.
There must have been something proper dodgy going. Not dodgy, but something must have happened for them to pull the plug on
It was brave. It was brave to do it. And it obviously was the right decision. All they needed was a couple of trees to come down. Someone gets really hurt, God forbid, killed. They'd never get that place. So So from that perspective, I think it probably was the right call. But they're saying now, aren't they? Everyone that entered, I think, is going to get was going.
Yeah. Is it a ballot or is it a go have another go?
I think they're going to split it half and half, where half of them go in May and then half of them May after. So half 26, half 27, because they can't just put them all in.
That's fair enough.
Which, I think it's good. But I'd like to do Cape Town. Next year ain't the year for me for Cape Town, definitely not. But I like the idea of Cape Town. It'd be good. Same with all of these. Like Sydney this year, I know people went and said it was amazing, but I think people probably think it's more amazing the next year, like 2026. I think each year they're getting to the row. And a few mistakes were made. They correct this, they tweak that. So I think the longer you leave these marathons, Sydney, Cape
you've got
Town,
to let them settle.
let them settle down. I think they become brilliant.
100%.
The big question with all of it is, well, we know that Cape Town is going to be taken in. The big question is Shanghai going to be the one after? Because there's a lot of issues around the Shanghai Marathon. We were speaking with people the other day when we were having a meeting, and they were telling us that the biggest problem they're going to have in Shanghai is you need a visa to go to China. And US citizens getting a visa for China it's a problem. It's not that easy. And the majority of world major marathon runners are American. The 6-star holders, most of them are American. 7-star now, most of them are American. So if they can't do the race, someone's going to be thinking, well, this isn't really fair.
Yeah, what's the point?
Until that gets sorted, I don't know about Shanghai. But again, that's another year and a half, maybe 2 years down the line yet. So we'll see.
It's definitely. I've been in Shanghai. It's a good place, but I think you've got to take into consideration that other countries are going to maybe struggle to get in with visas and.
I think it's coming up. Is it next week?
I don't know.
I think it's coming up, Shanghai. I think it's we've got someone from the club running it. Gemma.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gemma used to run at London. She's actually running because she lives over in China now. Yeah, she's running Shanghai. So it'd be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll get her find out about it. So looking ahead, right? Which of the let's just stick to majors for the moment. Which one? Okay, let me take that back. You're obviously injured at the moment for important reasons. So if you was 100% fit, and you could pull the trigger on any of them, which one would you do next year?
This is actually quite funny because we done the last marathon talk we spoke about New York. And when we both got off afterwards, we were having a chat, we both thought, was we a bit too negative on New York? And you actually had someone message you, didn't you? And said, I was thinking about New York, but after I listened to that podcast, I think I'll sack it.
The worst one, but no, he was running it. He went, I just listened to marathon talk. Wish I weren't going.
See that? Maybe we're a bit harsh because I watched it and I watched it on the telly and all the memories come back. It was a special marathon for me.
We did go big.
I know, but I watched it on the telly and memories come back and I thought, I'd like to go back to New York. I wouldn't want it hard. But I'd like to go back to New York.
I'll be honest. I'm the same as you. Next year, if someone said to me, Chris, here's a bib, right? Just whatever. It would be New York.
Yeah.
And I would run it with you. I'd run it with Ben. I'd run it with as many mates as I could.
That'd be cool.
And we'd just have a great time. Bro, come out there, whatever. I just think it'd be awesome. Yeah. This year I had such major FOMO with New York. I don't know why. More than any of the majors this year, New York really.
That's because you run most of the other ones. Let's be fair.
Influencing. No, it is true. It is the one that I was like, I really want to do it.
Yeah, I'd like to do it. It's almost like you do something once. It's your first time. So you're not able to take it all in.
No.
First marathon you do, it's a great experience.
Yeah.
You're not able to take it. It's only when you do that second and the third one where you start to realise, take everything in. I think New York would be the same. So yeah,
I'd really love to go back there. I think that would be less, not necessarily about the running, the whole thing. I think the whole experience would be pretty cool. Yeah, New York definitely. Be interested to see if I get Berlin. I ain't that bothered. So I got Amsterdam anyway, which I'm looking forward to going back to and doing that.
Amsterdam would be a good one.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to going back to Amsterdam as well.
Well, I watched it this year on the telly. This is the problem that I have outside of the majors. I know we're quite major focus on this marathon talk thing. I watched Amsterdam. Apart from the end, a lot of it looked quite quiet on the course support-wise.
It's the start's epic. You're in the stadium. It's wicked, and the noise is like a rave. You go out and then you turn left and you're in like, let's say, main part of Amsterdam. You go through this park and then basically you're down a river. You're up and down the canals. and it's a bit of a strange thing in a way. It's kind of good. I'm not getting wrong, but it is quiet. Because you're down on the canals or rivers. Apologies, I'm getting it wrong. But you're down on the riverside, and obviously you get the DJs like spotted out and stuff like that. But effectively, you're just doing that, and then it's not really. It loses that, like New York or whatever, where it's like literally as soon as you start, all like Chicago, all the way to the finish, right? You do lose some of that. So yes, when you get out on course, it's quieter. But I really enjoyed it when I was there. When you get back into town, it's cool. But yeah, you do a lot of it out on the rivers. But we're doing it because it's easy. 35-minute plane journey from Stansted, in, out. You ain't got to take a day off or whatever.
Quite a nice time of year as well to do it, I think.
Yeah, it's a nice time. It fits in New York's. If we manage to somehow get out there, it's a couple of weeks before New York, so it's no stress on that side of things as well. So that works for me in terms. And if I don't do New York, I've got Amsterdam. I'm very lucky. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's in.
What happens if you get Berlin, Amsterdam, and New York?
I'm screwed, basically. No, we were talking about this. We was talking about this, Ben and I. We was talking about this morning. We both said we've got. This is nuts. We've got everything crossed. We don't get into Berlin. We wish we hadn't gone in the ballot. No, seriously.
It'd be the one year you do get
because
it.
the opportunity came up to do Amsterdam, and I was like, I've got to take this, right? Because I've said all along I wanted to go back there. So and then the opportunity came up, and I was like, yeah, let's have it. And then but we'd already entered the ballot. So we're now, obviously, and then he got Sydney ballot. Again, what's the chances?
Yeah.
What's the chances of it?
Well, we've been high.
Yeah, it's true. But so we're both sitting there this morning at like 7 o'clock, it's pitch dark, running along going, shit, I hope we don't get Berlin next week. It'll be the only time I get a ballot place for anything. So if I do, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll have to rethink maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It's too many. As I said to you, it's way too many. But then again, not that it's right. I've sacked off Brighton for next year.
Yep.
I've changed the way I'm looking at next year. So I'm not doing Brighton anymore at the start of the year. I'm focusing 100% on London.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good thing. So how I view the second half of the year will be dependent, obviously, what happens with Berlin. If we can get out to New York, that would be. You can't fun run New York, but it'd be a different kettle of fish. So let's see. But I've got everything crossed. This is nuts to say that I don't get into Berlin. Imagine, oh no, it'd be too much. It'd be too much. Right, I have a question then, just before we go. Again, if you was fit, right, non-marathon major next year, what would you do?
A marathon outside of the majors?
Anywhere in the world.
Oof, anywhere in the world? Well, that's a tough one. There is actually actually, I know what I want to do, and it is on my bucket list. But it's my bucket list to go there as well. This is what I love about doing these marathons around the world. You get to visit the places. I want to do the Hawaii marathon.
Hawaii?
I want to do the marathon in Hawaii. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not sure. I'm not even sure about the course or anything. When I've looked at Hawaii, I know you've got the big mountainous areas, but a lot of the road, I think it's fairly flat. And it might be tough, but
when is that?
I'm not too sure. I think it's close to the beginning of the year, sort of February-ish. I think. Just the idea of I've always wanted to go to Hawaii anyway.
I've never been to. I've been fortunate enough to fly. I've been to most of the world, right? Years and years ago when I worked in London, I had a few quid so I could get about. So opposite now, but yeah, I could afford to get. I was lucky enough to see the world. Hawaii though is one place. I've done all Fiji. I've done all that.
Nice.
But I've never been.
Hawaii.
That would be a great place to do it.
Make a good vlog.
Make a blinding vlog, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Hawaii marathon. That's definitely. It's always been. But I'd like to go to LA. It's one in LA.
LA would be good. Yeah. No, Hawaii would be pretty awesome. There's Casey Neistat done the Tucson marathon. I'd like to do that.
Tucson would be a good one. Yeah.
Again, that's as hilly as anything.
I know a couple of people actually have done Toronto this year, and actually said that was a fantastic marathon. Claire Myford did do it. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
She said it was good.
She was really good. They said absolutely fantastic.
Canada would be a good one. Yeah, Asia. Yeah, I suppose if you're going to do Asia, Tokyo, Shanghai, one of those two. But like I say, can't be a world major. South America. Is there a Rio? Is there like a Brazil?
There is. There's got to be. I don't actually know about Brazil. There's got to be one in Rio, I imagine. I know there's definitely one in Mexico. But I'm just thinking temperature-wise, they're going to be hard. They're hardcore. And they're South Americans. They're so fast.
They are.
They're really fast.
It'll be me and you.
But I know they're so just
shuffling
going
along.
straight past
Then
all the
all
time.
be finished like
I
drinking
know.
tequila.
Yeah, that's it as well.
But yeah,
There's loads. But then if I suppose I think of Europe, I think I spoke to you about it. I was quite interested in looking at, and it fitted quite well in my schedule next year. I was looking at Helsinki.
that look cracking.
I think Helsinki looked quite good. It's quite a flat marathon. I think that looked quite nice. It fitted in the schedule well.
So I've got a client who's doing Stockholm.
I think Alan, current host of Long Run, I think he done Stockholm.
Did he?
I'm sure he has.
Yeah. Paul's doing.
Unless it was Copenhagen. It might be Copenhagen.
Might be. No, he did Copenhagen, I think.
might
But
be.
yeah, Paul's doing Stockholm. That's in May.
Okay.
But again, I don't know nothing about the course. But he was looking at doing Tokyo. Then found out he'd have to remortgage 3 times to go out there.
Yeah, it's not wrong.
No, and but he said to me that he wants to do Stockholm, which I thought was a good shout.
There's loads of them, as you said.
There's
Seville,
they're everywhere.
Valencia, Madrid. I've done the half in Madrid. That was quite nice. I've done Valencia half. I do the halves, and I think, I want to do the marathon.
I don't know about Valencia. We was talking about this, weren't we? And I don't know. I don't know whether I've got the interest to do Valencia. First, it's at the end of the year. It's coming up, actually.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
It's one of those. It feels. I'm going to get absolutely destroyed for this. It feels a little bit elitist.
So I'll tell you, I've done the Valencia half, and I must be honest, I was in a pen. I think I put down to run.
I think I'd feel intimidated and anxious.
Well, I run
That's honest, isn't it?
1:32 a half in Valencia, and I went to the start line, and I felt so intimidated.
Mm.
I wasn't that slow, really, compared to, I thought the guys warming up, the drills they were doing, they were all Spanish as well. It's almost like they don't come out of Spain to run other marathons. There was just loads from there, and they were so fast, and they took it so serious. You're right. And
I might
you
be
do feel
wrong.
intimidated.
I might be, again, it might
get
just
it.
be ignorance from my part.
No,
right?
I think you'd be right.
But I just feel like Valencia, all the super quick boys and girls go there. And rightly so, right? It's a fast marathon, yeah?
Really fast.
But I don't know whether, I think I'd be too anxious to do that. It's not one that I fancy doing, really. No, it's not. Not for me, Valencia, not for me. I think that's it, bruv. I don't know how long we've done. I'm going to have a look on the camera. I don't know whether that's right or wrong. The only way I was going to say to you, the last thing I'm going to say to you, in terms of your year, we've been lucky enough to do a lot this year.
Yep.
Right? We've done a hell of a lot, really, when you think about it.
Yeah,
right?
loads.
What, from the marathons that you've run this year, would be your biggest takeaway from, are we in 2025, 2026?
We're 2025, just about.
Just about. It's because everyone keeps saying 2026, don't they? So what would you be your biggest takeaway from the marathons personally this year, non-personally? So like on another bit, yeah.
On a personal level, it's really easy for me this year. Really simple. I was lucky enough. I run Boston with my wife.
Yeah.
And she got her 6 stars.
Amazing.
So that is going to be that's the easiest
That's
takeaway
tough to
for
beat,
me.
mate.
That was it wasn't just the 6 stars. It was the fact that when we were lucky enough actually. So again, Alan through Angus club members. We're in the know, we've got the contacts, we were lucky. They needed someone to help out on the Abbott 6-star stand. And Alan was going to come out and do it, but he couldn't at last minute. So he said, if we know anyone, like our daughter, Layla, she's 18, she said she was coming out. She said, I don't mind helping out.
Amazing.
So she went onto the store, the Abbott store, and she was giving out the 6 stars to people. So as soon as she saw her mum, my wife Louisa, come across the finish line, she got the 6-star ready for her. So she was able to get a 6-star medal presented by our daughter. So that moment there, being in Boston as well, that's not going to be being on a personal level.
No.
On a non-personal level, but again, saying a personal level, that was my number one thing. I think I've been saying it for years to you. I'd love you to run Chicago Marathon. I think you'll like it. The fact we got to do that was absolutely brilliant. Yeah, as you said, I've been so lucky this year. But I think this is most years I've run 3 marathons. I think this is the only year. This is the year I've only run 2 this year.
Ain't a bad thing.
No, of course ain't. No. It's done me good, I think, overall. Run quite a lot of halves. But yeah, marathon-wise, just the Boston and Chicago.
Ain't a bad year, is
no,
it?
It was another one that just reinforced how much I love it. Just ticked it off again. And Boston. So yeah, overall, it's been a good year for me, marathon-wise. And I've really enjoyed it and excited about next year. But although at the moment, you're in for all these ballots, you're going for all ready marathons.
I don't get him.
I haven't applied for one single ballot.
You don't need to.
I haven't done one at the moment.
You
so
don't need to.
I'm going to see what happens. Let's see what happens.
You need to chill out, bruv. I didn't get Sydney. I really hope I don't get Berlin. I'm screwed if I get Berlin. I mean, I'm honestly, this is one thing I really don't want to do. I didn't get Tokyo. Yeah, it's a fun. It's been a remarkable year, isn't it? It's been
brilliant.
London was nuts because it was so bleeding hot. Put all that effort in,
Yeah,
and then it turned out to be that hot. I tell you what, Brighton, right, was good. I know it's a non-major, but Brighton was quite good. I quite enjoyed that. That felt like it's like a half marathon you go to sometimes. It's got a nice like not community, yeah, community vibe, I suppose. And it was just really cool. It was a cracking day weather-wise. It was hot,
Yeah.
but I wasn't pushing. So I enjoyed it. Obviously, toe blew up. It was brilliant. Um, but it was really nice. Yeah, I think anybody doing Brighton next year, you're gonna have a great time. That was enjoyable actually. Brighton as a non-major
Yeah.
was actually a good event. You know,
Do you think any of that had to do with Brooks at all? The fact they
no,
took over?
zero,
No.
absolutely nothing.
Just the fact it's becoming a lot more is it anything to do with London Marathon events?
Yeah, I think the fact that yeah, I think that the organisation. Obviously, they went through a period at Brighton where it was a total shit show
Yeah,
with
yeah.
that other
Yeah, yeah.
company, whatever. You know, the year when it was too
Yeah,
long,
yeah.
too short, or whatever it
No
was.
bag drop.
Yeah, no bag drop and all
Yeah.
this. Get down there 3 days before to get
Yeah,
your
yeah.
number and all
Yeah.
this took. No, since London Marathon Events took it over, not just on the marketing side, but on the organisational side, the start was good. I went there one year, just went down there to see a load of people and spectate.
Yeah.
And the difference was like chalk and cheese. It was so well organised, pens, the vibe, everything. It was just so much better. You could tell London Marathon Events,
Take over.
who are like, I think, best in the world in terms of putting on an event and the volunteers and everything they do everything. I think they're incredible. But yeah, you could tell that they were moulding that. And I think next year will be even
Even
better
better.
um, in terms of that. So yeah, I would say that I think Brighton was a surprise hit for me this year, still last year, this year. Um, what I think I did Yorkshire last year. What I think is surprise like has left me this year is that the smaller events, the non-major marathon events, have upped their game. I
Yeah.
think from the feedback we've got from everybody within the club and stuff like that, Yorkshire, obviously Chester, Edinburgh,
Leeds.
Leeds, you know,
Although maybe that's because of Brighton. No, sorry, because of London. Manchester was quiet this year, though.
Manchester.
Seemed quieter this year, didn't it?
Manchester was
Didn't hear much
quite, but
about it.
but what did it on the same day?
Same day as
Same
London.
day, same day as London.
Yeah.
Next year, it's a week
Separate.
before.
Yeah.
Manchester have upped their game though,
Yeah.
in terms of everything around it. Those sort of, this is awful to say, but those second tier
Yeah. I know.
events, I feel like in 2025 they took a big step up.
They all sold out as well.
Yeah, so I think that's a good thing in terms of being able to offer, as we always say, try and bring barriers down and things like that, and reduce that barrier to entry for certain things because not everyone can afford to get into World Marathon Majors. Not everyone's lucky enough to have all your 6 stars paid for by brands. Do you know what I mean? It's normal people ain't got those opportunities. So if you want to run a big event, it's your first marathon or whatever, or you want to try and run a qualifying time for whatever your reason, the fact that those events now are stepping up
Yeah.
and you're getting that big race day feel, I think will help everybody on race day. So I think that's a good thing. I think we need
There's a lot of opportunities. You said
Newport's good. Apparently.
well, I know a few people actually going to run next year because it's meant to be a really, really fast one.
Yeah, it is.
But you're looking at actually we mentioned about it before. We started talking about Stockholm, about Copenhagen, Valencia, Seville, Rome, Athens. People going out there and really
Yeah.
exploring and thinking, getting out of that comfort
Lisbon.
zone. And I think a lot of that's to do with London. People want to run a London marathon and they're not getting in, so they're thinking,
What can I do?
What can I do? And they're looking at these other ones outside, which is a great
I
thing.
think it's a good thing.
Yeah,
I think it's a
brilliant
good
thing.
thing. I think, yeah, you said, when it the other day, was it Athens the other day?
Athens was, yeah.
Yeah,
it was
again,
last week,
what a great idea to if that's your thing,
Yeah.
jump on an EasyJet plane or Ryanair, whoever, and just go out and do it.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah, you do your training. You don't have to go out. We always say on it, we don't have to go and run the majors. We're obsessed with them because we love that pinnacle
Yeah.
idea, right? Although you hate Berlin because you're a racist, but
So much rubbish.
it's.
But I'm going back out to Berlin in March. You get me in trouble.
Yeah,
I've got the half. I've got the Berlin half.
You get least, but Frankfurt's meant to be good.
Yeah.
Frankfurt's meant to be good as
Is
well.
that the one you start and finish in the stadium?
Yeah.
No, the Munich. Munich, you start and finish in the
No,
stadium.
Frankfurt as
Or is it
well.
Frankfurt?
No, or is it Frankfurt? Either way,
Yeah.
again, that sort of second tier Amsterdam, it's like
Yeah.
on another level, isn't it? So
Even closer to home, Dublin.
Dublin looks good. Yeah, Dublin's a ballot.
I was going to ballot, is it?
I
Wow.
might be wrong, but I swear Dublin was a ballot.
Could be. It's a tough one, Dublin, as
I
well.
thought, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It's not easy, but Leeds, as you say, That's good. But yeah, there's so many now that are coming and providing a really good experience for runners and an entry point, which I think is great. And then I think you go and do, let's say, Yorkshire, and then you go, right, actually, I quite fancy Berlin. Oh, not you, but I quite fancy Berlin. I quite fancy try and see if I can get into Tokyo. And that's a good thing, people then get out of their comfort zones and do these things. So there we go. That's Marathon Talk. Live from my home, and Buds has added no value. Look at him, look.
I think you sent him to sleep. He's bored of you.
He loves it. He just loves falling asleep on people. So yeah, that's Marathon Talk. We'll be back in the new year. If there's a subject you want us to cover in Marathon Talk, email hello@fordyruns.com and we'll pick that up. Thanks for all the support for Marathon Talk this year. We've genuinely been blown away by the positive. We get people love this. I think because it's no bullshit. In terms of we ain't not sponsored by Abbott's or anything like that. Or
we're not really giving loads of advice, telling people how to run your marathon. That's not what it's about. This is talking about them,
because we're obsessed with them. Because that's all we talk about. And it's true, isn't it? It's all we talk about. As I said, I was out with Ben this morning. That's all we were talking about was the marathon. So it's not for everybody, but that's what we like to talk about. So yes, that's it. Have a great, I don't know when this is coming up, but I'm going to say Happy New Year, great 2026. Good luck, whatever marathon you're going for in 2026. We hope to be out there. Hopefully, fingers crossed, bruv, we get New York, do that together.
That'd be good.
Fingers crossed it's not Berlin, because I'd be screwed. But that's it. We'll see you later. I'll roll the titles. See you later. Bye.